Snap. Not even gonna sit here and lie, bro. I don't know why, but I'm slick, kind of nervous. You would think after a year and a half, almost 2 years of doing this, that there'd be like no negative, no nervous energy. But every time I go live, bro, it's different. Especially on days like this, when I'm genuinely just catching a vibe. I don't know, bro. I still get nervous. I ain't gonna lie. But hopefully it's a good stream. I don't really plan on doing too much. Probably just gonna do a little bit of yapping, primarily, honestly. What's good, Swagger? What you on, bro? How's the day going so far? We need one more follower for the goal, which would be dope. Actually, let me put that on the TikTok live, low key. Yeah, let me put this on the TikTok. Let me pull TikTok up too. I need to stop neglecting TikTok, start reading comments more. That's crazy. I put over the friends yesterday and got a few bucks, so I feel good. Huh? Oh, you talking about gambling. Dude, come on, bro. Shout out to Yo Parlay, though. Yo, Ghost, that's a crazy intro, buddy. Not gonna cap, man. It's a crazy intro. What's happening, though? But I feel like I haven't been going live as much. It's kind of hard to... Let me move my camera a little bit. I might have to just zoom out on TikTok or just move my chair a little bit. How you been, though? I've been good, bro. I actually want to come in here and just genuinely talk. Like, most of the time I come here, I yap about life and stuff. But I used to do that a lot. But now, lately, it's been more just about life topics that happen. But I ain't really checking in with y'all personally. Right? I need to start doing that more often. And that's kind of what I want to start this first segment off with, is how y'all doing personally wise. Like, I come in here and I'll be streaming. You know, a lot of content creators, they stream, whatever. Even the yappers, they talk about either they're funny or whatever, but they're not really checking in with how everyone's actually doing. You know what I mean? I was on the phone with my mans, and he opened my eyes to, like, how we need to check in more with other people, because we can assume something that is completely different. You get what I'm saying? Like, people will assume you good or that you're not going through nothing. Whole time you fighting your own battles, your own demons, and nobody knows. So I just want to do my due diligence and actually start checking in on people, make sure people's doing okay. I'm more to myself, so I don't like to personally like share everything about how I'm doing and what I'm going through. And I just assume other people are the same way when that's not the case. Like, some people like to vent that, some people like to get it off their chest. And I need to be the ear for them. I need to be the open ear for them to talk to in that situation, so that they can have a venting session versus assuming everyone's like how I am and just okay with bottling stuff up when that's not really the case. So I gotta do better at that. My communication, and I think that's my biggest red flag, is I'm not the best communicator. And I do want to get better at that. I honestly do. And not even communicating from my point of view as well, but just understanding other people more. Like, I listen, but I don't understand. New man, who this? What? What are you talking about? But yeah, just like understanding like other people's perspectives for real, like, and what they going through in their own lives. I'm confused on what that's a crazy. I'm confused on what you mean by that. That comment Loki threw me for a loop. Appreciate the what is that? Keep it up, bro. I've been seeing your videos. Appreciate that Mar. Means a lot. But yeah, like, I think it's hard to communicate for me because I grew up not able to express myself. Will you continue Cyberpunk? Will I? I'm not sure, bro. Cyberpunk's more like, it's hard. Like, I play it like Call of Duty. Like, I'm not good at all the like detailed games and power ups and stuff. If I do play it, I'm gonna have to do some research on how to actually play it because I'm not playing it the right way. I'm just going around shooting people. I'm not like doing moves and stuff. But I'm not. But I had no intentions of playing it. But if enough people want me to, I might go back to it. You're developing your personality. Yeah, I'm trying to. I mean, my personality is like, I feel like I know who I am. It's just who I am is not the best person I could be to other people. You get what I'm saying? And I understand that. So instead of just being content with, oh, that's just how I am. Like, a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people do that. They're like just, they won't want to improve themselves for the sake of other people. Like, I'm just like that. You got to accept me for all my flaws, which isn't necessarily wrong. We all have our flaws, and some people got to learn how to work with that. But you can also try to better yourself for people around you so that you can invite newer people into your lives, as well as keep the ones who are already in your life around, versus just saying, oh, it is what it is. Appreciate those roses, by the way. I don't know if I ever mentioned, if I said that. Appreciate the roses, Mar. But yeah, like, I just want to better myself for people because I feel like I'd be so out of touch with just expressing myself that people paint a narrative about me and I don't care about the narrative they paint. So it's like, if someone views you this way but you're not really that way, most people are going to, oh man, you know, that's not how I am. And I'm not saying to plead your case to everybody, but I just let everybody run with their own narrative. I don't feel the need to try to clear it up. And that's when my communication is like, you got to work on that. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'll let someone think this about me and I won't care to correct them. And that could have been a connection that I could have made with a future friend, spouse, whatever. But I just let it rust away because I don't care about their opinion. And I think you should. I don't think you should go around trying to people please. I've played both sides. I've been the super nice dude who's helping everybody, people pleasing, can't say no. It's not a good way to live. But at the same time, I don't think you should be this rock solid. I don't care about nobody. I don't have to explain myself to nobody. I don't have to express my feelings to nobody. You know what I mean? I don't know, bro. I gotta work on it for sure, though. That's just one thing I noticed. You is wise. Appreciate that. I mean, I wouldn't even say, I don't know. I appreciate the compliment, but I don't like to, you know, hype myself up or nothing. I just been through enough experiences, and I always try to self-reflect and self-critic. A lot of people will just go through life but not understand. It's like, so look, I'll give like an analogy. When there's like issues, if you play sports, you know, you watch film, oh, what did I do that I could do better here? Like, I think a lot of people don't do that. They just unconsciously go through their day and just let it be what it is, versus trying to sit back and think, what could I have done to make this day better for someone else or myself? And there's times I like say stuff and do things that I don't like and I want to fix it, but it takes time to fix. Because like when I was on that, like I said earlier, when I was the super helping everybody and not thinking for myself person, I knew I wanted to get out of it. I wasn't there because I wanted to be. I was there because I couldn't get out of it. And once I did get out of it, I was in there for so long and I was trying to break out of that for so long that once I finally got out, I just went straight to like the spectrum was like boom to boom. Like I didn't gradually, okay, I can play the middle. I just went straight to not caring about nothing. So I went from two crazy spectrums and I gotta come back to the middle a little bit. That's so like, I don't know, bro. It's weird because like I got problems with family, not even problems, but that's what I mean earlier, right? So for someone else, it'll be a problem, but for me, it's not a problem, so I don't care. I don't treat it like a problem because to me, it's not a problem, but to them, it is a problem. So basically, what I'm saying is, I don't care about how your feelings are, because to me, it doesn't matter. So that means, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's a little selfish, right? Me and this person think we into it. Whole time they're beefing with a wall, but I'm not explaining to them that they're beefing with a wall, so they actually think it's a problem. You got to be able to balance between the two, 100%. Facts. Oh, by the way, how do you pronounce that? I'm gonna just say BM for short. But I know. Damn, stuttering like crazy. I noticed you're new to the stream. I'm assuming you came from YouTube, right? When I was playing the Cyberpunk playthroughs. When was the last time I uploaded a Cyberpunk video? You did? Cyberpunk was 3 weeks ago. But Cyberpunk's a good game, but it's just like I'm not well rounded in those kind of games. Like the story mode games I like are more story mode based. Cyberpunk's more like an open world, do this, do that, which isn't bad, but I don't shine the best in that era. But you know. But yeah. I got a lot of self work to do though. No cap. He talking about some. But I might play like I have there's like a lot of game. I like to rotate games on that channel I post on. So it's kind of hard to stick to one specific game. Which is why I do like breakdowns and playthroughs, or I try to do like a long, just one and dones. But Cyberpunk is such a long game. If I were to play that game how I was playing it, it took me like 50 videos, bro. And that's crazy. That's actually crazy. I didn't know that game. I knew it was that long, but I didn't know it was gonna be that long. You know what I mean? Like I thought I was gonna be able to. I don't know, bro. I think I'm like 30% done too. So if I really locked in, I could beat it realistically. I realistically could get it, but you know, I'm a little just lost in like the timing of it. Like I let the time of games get to me because I'll be only streaming for so long that like if a game's like over 12 hours, I'm automatically mentally like unprepared to play it. It's like 40 hours or something. Yeah, facts. It's kind of like that's like probably one of the second, if not the longest game I've ever played on stream. How many hours is Red Dead 2? I beat Red Dead 2 on stream, but that took me literally like dang near more than a month, I'm pretty sure. Most of the time, the rule is if it takes more than 5 videos, I try not to play it. And I think that would take me like at least 10. Minimum. At least 10. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm trying to get this last follow though on Twitch. Cap. But yeah, bro. A lot's been going on, bro. For real, for real. Life is starting to get in that weird phase for me. This New Year's, it's so crazy because it's still January. Like, it hasn't even been a whole month yet of New Year's. But I feel like I've already accomplished so much. Because it's all mentality-wise. Like, I was watching a video earlier today. It was explaining that, like, it's not about this super substantial growth, but, like, the small, minute growth that you have throughout the course of a year. The consistency versus, you know, just trying to grow, like, from 0 to 100. I've been trying to work out a little bit more, which I have been. I've been doing arms, legs, core. The only thing I don't really do as much as I should is probably get cardio. I've been trying to eat healthier. I ate terrible yesterday, but that was the first time in like a week that I ate necessarily bad. But it's, you know, it's a lot going on, bro. It's hard. It's hard nowadays. Like, it's hard to be locked in on everything. You just gotta pick one thing and just stick to it for real. Like, once my diet gets a little worse, my creativity starts to drop, stuff like that. You just starting working too. I just started working too. Now I felt that. That's good. That's real good. Working is definitely good for a lot of people, but some people just don't be in that mind space to like really take it. Like, I feel like working helps you mentally because it helps show you, like, it helps mentally strengthen you based off your line of work. Now, if you truly genuinely hate your job, then I don't know if I would. Is that healthy for you? Probably not. But like, if you gotta do it, you gotta. You know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I worked in a job I literally hated for like 3 months, 3.5 months, and it was the worst 3 months of my life. Dang near, I'm not gonna cap, bro. I genuinely every day I just felt like it was bad, bro. Waking up at like 8 in the morning, 7 in the morning. It's just part time, so it ain't that bad. I feel you. I told this story like 1,000 times. I used to work in a probation office. And the amount of I'm an energetic person, not even energetic, but I'm good in my mental space. So like when you're surrounded by negative energy, literally surrounded by it, like I'm talking hundreds, not even hundreds, like minimum 100, probably like 10s to 20s to 30s to 50s of people. Like at max, I've probably in one room, I've probably had like, I don't think it's crazy to say I had like 50 people in one room, all of them negative. Think about it, they're all on probation. No one's coming in there happy. Oh, I'm on probation. How's your day going? No. They coming in there to the desk rude, bro. I gotta deal with their attitude, and I ain't do nothing to them. Then the actual probation officers who are in the building as well are also negative. They fighting, they ghetto, they ratchet, and it's just bad energy all around. And that energy transfers off to you, bro. It really does. I kid you not. If I'm lying, I'm flying. I swear, bro. The day I walked out of that building, and it was my last day. Keep in mind, this was a horrible part of downtown Atlanta. So like, there's homelessness. There's just it's just fog. Like you just walk outside and it's just everything's bad, right? But the day I not even quit, because I put my I let them know, like, you know what I mean? I left professionally. But the day I walked out that doors, bro, I was just smiling for no reason. Like, even thinking about it got me smiling. Like, I would never forget that moment in my life ever. Like, that was one of the best moments of my life, which sounds crazy. That leaving a job, and that's how I know that job was never for me. You should not be that happy to leave a job. Like, I just, the doors opened, and I was walking down the street, just the whole way to the parking garage, just cheesing for no. You would think I won the lottery. Like, random people would walk across the street, like, looking at me like this, like, why is he so happy? Like, it was terrible, bro. It was that bad that I was just genuinely happy to just not be there no more. And I never looked back since. Since that day of me leaving, this is a true story, by the way. I got sneeze. Excuse me. Since that day of me walking out and leaving, I had a different type of chip on my shoulder when it comes to making content. So seriously, like, I was making content, just making it and having fun and just mess around, hoping a video blows for like 2 years up until that point. After that, bro, I'm like, yeah, I'm locked in now. Like, I still have fun with it now, but it's no more what it used. Like, back then, I used to just make stupid stuff. Like, now I actually come in here and try to make an impact. Like, now I care about what I post. I care about the quality of whatever I'm talking about. Sometimes I make a bad video, and what I do is I never delete a bad video, because I can go back and look at it like, what could I have done better? And it just reminds me that I'm not perfect. You're not going to make a perfect video every time. But back then, I wouldn't care. I upload 5 garbage videos in a row and be happy with it and just be like, yeah, it is what it is. I'm grinding. No, bro. Like, I got better equipment. I practice better, like, speaking, confidence, all types of stuff. I try to get better at that. Lose my nervousness. Just work on myself to make the content better. But back then, I didn't care about none of that. I was just on here doing what I wanted. But I'm telling you, that job really opened my eyes and showed me a different way of life. Like, there's certain jobs, and I have nothing against working jobs either. I feel like a lot of people come on the internet and spread misinformation about that. There's a lot of jobs people are happy to go to that are great jobs that people enjoy. But everyone feels like they have to be a CEO or a boss or all this other stuff now because of the internet. And what I learned is this. This is low-key a powerful message. The internet is not real life. What you see on the internet is not real. We see all these things about how girls be cheating and how all guys want is one thing and get money, guys to make $1 million a month, all this other stuff. That's not real life. Like, you see it on the internet and you go into real life judging actual people. Oh yeah, she thinks this way, he thinks this way because what I saw on the internet. That's not true. It just feels that way because everyone's absorbing the same information and then judging the next person off of that, not knowing that if we got the time to really stop and talk to each other personally, we don't even think that way. I don't agree with what they're saying on the net, but everyone thinks I do because all men, everything's generalized, and that's not really the case. It's just all internet. So you gotta live in real life a little bit more. Realizing that helped me a lot because it makes it easier to appreciate the smaller things that you probably wouldn't see. The little details, like friends and stuff. Like, everyone now is super closed off. Myself, I've always been closed off. So for me, it's a little different. I've always been introverted. I've always been quiet. But that's what's hip now. It's cool to be non-contactable. No one calls your phone. You don't call no one's phone. You the mysterious dude. You're in the corner. Like, No one can get in contact with you. It's cool to be that dude now, but for the people who are genuinely quiet and genuinely want to be seen by people, it's not a lifestyle they enjoy. But that's the lifestyle everyone's turning to because, to be fair, we all our own main character to a degree. But it's just cool to not communicate no more. Like, it's cool, it's in hip to just be this guy that, or this person that no one can see. Like, you're some type of mystical Pokemon. I just don't understand it. But, I mean, it's cool. It's cool. It is what it is. But I definitely think there's been a hit to communication, which doesn't make no sense because we're on the internet where we should be at our highest communication because we can communicate with so many people, yet we choose to communicate to nobody. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I don't want to yap too long, though, because I feel like I'm going to get in, like, a depressive mode, and I don't want to make this stream about that. I have been talking for, like, 20 minutes already, so I'm probably going to try to find a video. If I can't find a video, I'll probably just play Fortnite or something. I don't know. But I ain't going to be live too much longer. I probably got, like, another hour in me. I'm not, this isn't the longest stream ever. I'll probably do, like, another Resident Evil playthrough a couple streams from now. But I don't want to just keep spamming that. I want to give y'all a little bit of mixed variety. Oh, snap. I forgot I ordered something. I don't know if it's here or not. Wait, no, it's not supposed to be here yet. Yeah, no, I'm chilling. Yeah, I'm chilling. But yeah. I've been watching a lot of like spiritual stuff too. Like I've been trying to get in my like spiritual bag. Like I've always been semi-spiritual, but I've been more religious than spiritual. But spirituality, or however you pronounce it, low-key is hitting right now. I'm not gonna lie, like it's low-key doing this thing. Okay, let me see if I can find something good to watch. If not, I'm gonna just call it. I used to be watching a lot of documentaries, but none of those really hit no more. Like, police vids be kind of cold, though. I'm not gonna cap. But some of these be, like, sad, bro. Like, people getting murdered. And, like, I ain't always trying to watch, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't trying to hear about how someone got kidnapped in a basement. Like, that's depressing, low-key. But it be not entertaining. It be informative because you forget, right? Like, I was talking to my mans about this the other day. Wait, why is it not showing? Am I tweaking? Oh, that's why. But you'd be surprised because this stuff happens, but we all forget. We're all in our own worlds that we forget that. Like when we're watching police videos. Oh snap! When we're watching police videos and things. These are real life stories. Like there's people out there right now who is going through crazy. There's people right now fighting for their lives, and we just, you know what I mean? Like we forget that this is real life. Like. It seems like some movie type stuff. But yeah, let's get these reactions going. I'm gonna probably react to like 1 or 2 vids. I'm gonna watch something sad and then we're gonna watch like a police vid like this and then I'll watch something funny after just to get the vibes of that pyre. Then I might play the game for a little bit. See where the night takes me. Even wife poisons husband to steal 37 million. See what I'm saying? Like off rip, why are you trying to steal 37 million? Nigga. Oh snap! Why is my speaker connected? I'm tweaking. Nah, 37 million is wild. Why do you have 37 million? I ain't gonna lie, bro. Realistically speaking, hold on, let me fix my. If I had 37 million, I'm not telling nobody. Like, I don't care who you is. Like, don't bet. I feel like I'll like help them for sure financially, but I'm not telling you I got that much money because once people know a number. Then they feel more inclined to ask for more. If people know you're rich, but they don't know the number, they don't really know what to ask for. You get what I'm saying? Like if you hit the lottery for 500 mil, just tell them you got 100 bands. They don't really let me get 10K. Oh, that's nothing. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you can't be throwing no numbers out. Like my family's always been taught that way too. Like my mom, my dad, all of them too. Like they never try to pressure me like how much money do you have in your account? Did you know that a daily game time over 3 hours makes an addict per detection? Wait, what? Hold on, I can't read. Did you know that a daily game time over 3 hours makes an addict per definition? I did not know that. Now, a lot of stuff nowadays is addicting, though.
He gets his inheritance this afternoon. That's why we're moving.
Wow.
We're going to pay all our bills off that we need to pay off.
Inheritance.
And then take a long vacation.
Less than 24 hours from this footage, Ina Thea Kanoyer's husband, Steve Riley, was life-flighted to the hospital due to a sudden sickness that immobilized his body. Within an hour of being at the hospital, he would pass away.
Wait, he got 37 million living in the slums like this?
Oh my God!
What the cop doesn't realize at this time is that Ina is a very good actor, and she knows far more about Steve's...
You have an addiction? Me personally, I'm clean off it. Well, addiction, I don't know what you mean by addiction. Like, addiction is something you need, or you gonna start like, nah, I don't have no addiction. But I have stuff I probably shouldn't be doing. Like, I like eating sweets and stuff, but I'm not addicted to it.
Sickness, then she leads on. You see, Steve was
an
hour away from cashing in a $37 million inheritance payment when he became fatally ill. And as the multi-week investigation would progress, detectives would quickly discover that Steve's death was due to poisoning. Someone had killed him, and everyone close to Steve all had dire needs to claim his newfound fortune by any means necessary.
It was like 20-something million. Best thing you can do is get on a plane and don't look back.
Why do everyone know you're getting that money, though? It's an addiction, too. I agree it is, but, like, that was just so left field. I just didn't see it coming. But why does everyone know he has the money coming? That's his like, you gotta keep this stuff quiet, bro. People are weird and will do anything for $1. Like, if you're getting any type of money, you don't speak about it.
Police department. It's the police department. It's not Chad.
This body cam was recorded the night before Steve Riley's death. Steve and Ina's drunken neighbor had been harassing them and other residents of the neighborhood, so Ina called 911 to de-escalate the situation. What makes this specific footage interesting is not the situation with their drunken neighbor, but rather what Ina would tell police after. Her $37 million inheritance fund that she's just hours away from cashing in.
Sorry.
You thought it was Chad?
Yeah.
Who was Chad on?
Trying to kick in everybody's door.
Who was he on
He
here
busted to my light and look at the garbage cans.
Who was he fighting with?
I would have been moved, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'd have got a hotel for like a week or something. Like, the night I know I'm finna be a multi-millionaire, I got a hotel or something like that for like a week prior just to be chilling for a little bit.
My fiance, he went for a walk, cool down.
Who's your fiance?
Steve Riley.
Steve Riley?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your name?
I'm Ina.
Okay. Is your fiance hurt at all?
He got gash on his forehead.
Okay. You know, we just want to talk with him too, just to make sure he's all right if possible. There's blood all the way over there. That's good. So what actually happened tonight? What were they fighting over?
Chad was trying to kick in the door.
Just for no reason, or just
drunk. He does that.
Where do you think your fiance would have went so we could just get his side of the story real quick?
Oh, I don't know.
Does he got a phone on him?
No, we don't have a phone until this afternoon.
But this is where Ina reveals something she
dangerous.
shouldn't have.
I always
Their
keep a
plans
phone.
to pay off all of their bills, which
300 bands in debt? Oh, it's crazy work. Total amount due if we terminate your installment. Agree that you exhaust your appeal rights. Past due amount due immediately to prevent. You know what I never understood about debt? Clearly, if they had the money, they would pay it. So if you're in debt and you can't pay the money, I mean, what's the other outcome? Do they send you to jail? I mean, they still don't get their money, so it's like they're just down $300,000. Like, I don't understand what they're. Like, I never understood that for real.
had over the years been racking up, and she does this for one reason: to brag.
He gets his inheritance this afternoon. That's why we're moving. We're gonna pay all our bills off that we need to pay off. His lawyer gets here today at 2 to sign the paperwork for his money.
Okay.
And then he's gonna go pay that. And his lawyer.
Bro, put your
pay the rest
shirt
of the
down,
child
bro.
support,
Come on, bro.
and then take a long vacation.
According to Ina, Steve is set to receive an inheritance from his late uncle tomorrow, which supposedly is enough money to turn their lives around completely. What police don't realize at this time is how enormous this inheritance sum really is.
People like her stay
In
broke forever, though. I ain't gonna lie.
2016, Steve's friend had received a call from a man named Marcus Riley, who claimed to be Steve's long-lost uncle from Ireland. He had explained that he finally wanted to get in touch with his nephew, Steve. After connecting with each other, Steve had learned he was in line to receive an inheritance upon his uncle's passing, which was a sum of over $17 million at the time.
Crazy.
This was enough to permanently fix the financial struggles he and Ina had been dealing with. A couple of years later, 4 months prior to the footage you just watched, Steve would learn of his uncle's passing from a British lawyer who had contacted him. Additionally, he would learn that his $17 million inheritance had grown to over $30 million due to his uncle's successful investments over the years. That's why Ina cannot hold herself from boasting to the police. Tomorrow, they plan to meet with their lawyer to officially sign the documents and claim the $30 million inheritance fund. The two plan to take the money and live with Steve's long-lost family in Ireland, quote, living in the castles. In less than 24 hours, Ina will be rich. So as officers leave for the night...
No, her husband will be rich, which is why she knocked him off with poison. Which is crazy, because that just shows her character.
Ina would make one final statement about how her life was about to change forever.
If you want to step back inside, and then if Steve shows back up, we're going to try to look for him to get his side of the story as well. But if Steve shows back up, if you just want to give us a call or have him give us a call, we'll talk to him then, okay?
Yeah, he's gonna stop by anyways, like I said.
Sounds good.
I've only been able to put like $5 on his fines, but at least it was something.
Okay,
But
sounds good.
we're gonna pay it all off, all at once.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, she's too gone.
Steve would return to his and Ina's apartment that night, and the two would patiently wait, not being able to sleep, as they counted down the hours until they would receive their millions.
That's like that first day of school. Like, you can't sleep no matter how hard you try. It's just like, dang, bro. It's like, you can't go to... Bro, imagine the night before you're a multi-millionaire. You can live off this money for the rest of your life. Bro, I don't know what I'd do with myself, honestly.
And to receive the funds was simple. At 2 p.m., the group would go to the airport to meet their lawyer, who was flying in with their inheritance paperwork. Ina and Steve obliged and would arrive at the airport alongside their two friends, Billy and Wes, before patiently waiting. However, while they were waiting for the lawyer's arrival, Steve would become extremely sick. He would claim feeling drunk, even throwing up in the airport bathrooms. His heart rate was rapidly increasing, and his condition worsened to the point where Wes decided to take him home to help him treat his sickness. Ina would wait at the airport for the lawyer to arrive. However, he would never show up. And after a couple of hours with no lawyer, no money, and a sick fiancé, she would return home as well. Everyone believed that Steve had suffered from a heat stroke as a result of working on his truck for hours that morning. But Steve's symptoms were far more fatal than the heat strokes he had received in the past, even experiencing fatal signs of kidney failure throughout the night. And in the morning, Steve would become completely unresponsive, forcing Ina to call 911.
How do you even buy poison? That's probably a dumb question. Never mind.
He got heat stroke yesterday, and now he's not waking up. And come on, wake up!
What's the phone number you're calling from?
I don't have a phone number. It's a phone that never got finished getting set up. Come on, babe. I've been trying everything. Ice, water.
Okay, but he is breathing?
Yes. He's snoring. He won't talk to me anymore. He won't look at me. He won't open his eyes.
Okay,
Babe!
I've got help on the way. Just keep an eye on his breathing. If anything changes with his breathing, tell me immediately.
Being a 911 operator is low-key an underrated job in terms of, like, what you gotta go through. You gotta listen to crazy stuff all day. Like heart-wrenching stuff.
It's Officer Sullivan, Minot PD.
Inside the home, officers would find Steve fully unresponsive. They would drag him out of the house through...
Yo, this house is crazy. Okay, one thing, I'm sorry. This might sound like bad timing because, you know, he just got deceased and all this stuff, but in the most respectful, you know what I mean? Being poor and hygienic is two completely different things. I understand, yeah, don't got money, whatever. But no house should ever look like this purely off of, like, it's a safety hazard alone. You get what I'm saying? Like, and this has nothing to do with being poor. This just has all to do with... This is why I say she's not the type of person who would even be able to spend this money properly. Because this is wild.
Piles of trash and filth. Quickly, he was rushed to the nearest hospital, but with his conditions so poor, he would be flown to the St. Alexis Hospital to undergo more professional treatment. But before we get to that, I want to help Unity executive problems data
WR.
but over to moving your programmers and internal data playing to the office posed. After Steve was flown to the hospital, Ina would explain to the officers that Steve had gotten a heat stroke, which caused his illness. The officers had no reason not to believe her story, so they would comfort her throughout the day as Steve was being treated. Unfortunately, Steve would never again regain consciousness. This is Billy Burkhead, Steve and Ina's neighbor, and he was with Steve and Ina the entire day of his sudden sickness, even working on the truck with Steve and traveling with them to the airport. Billy simply refused to believe that Steve's death was caused by heat stroke, especially since Steve seemed perfectly fine all day until they reached the airport. Instead, Billy suspected something far more sinister and wanted to share his story with the detectives. So, the day after Steve's death, Billy would call officers back to apartment 912A to detail his side of the story.
We think she poisoned him. Oh, I'm almost sure she poisoned him.
So what's your plan right now?
We're making sure nothing goes. Because you know when they go to jail, they die.
I mean,
People come and clean them out.
how long are you going to stay here?
Stay here until the sun gets here.
Oh. When's the sun supposed to get here?
He's not dead. I told you.
Stop.
He's dead. And he
Yo, bro, chill.
Billy's explanation for Steve's death is, well, horrifying. If Ina truly did poison Steve, then his symptoms would make sense, and would add up far more than the idea of him having a heat stroke. However, why would Ina want to poison her husband if they were about to live such a good life? Well, Billy seems to have the exact answer to that question.
The other day, she threw all the stuff out in the yard.
From his house?
Yeah, and he come out and he was holding his head down. And then we're supposed to go up to the airport and meet this guy because he's supposed to get quite a bit of money. Come back, we had to help him out of the car, had to help him in the house. And everything was fine until he come home. And then the next morning, she's throwing all this stuff out. She was supposed to call the ambulance. She never called the ambulance.
Billy thinks that Ina was secretly planning to split with Steve after the inheritance was received, even going so far as to
throw his poisoning should be the easiest thing to get away with. How he get caught? When I always assume poison, I just assume it's like legitimate poison. But I guess you put like Windex in like his drink or something. I don't know, but I don't know poison. I don't know how you get caught. Honestly, I don't really know how they caught her. I guess her neighbor just knew everything.
Out of the house after they returned from the airport. Even worse is that Ina lied about getting help for Steve after they returned from the airport, pretending to take him to get treated when in reality, they never left the house. Unfortunately, Ina overheard all of this talk and decided to give Billy a piece of her own mind.
I'm taking off. I'm not worthy of my husband. Dead or alive.
Hey, she's a good actor, though. I give it to her.
I need to take a picture.
Picture what?
Building.
Why is
Here,
it?
let's try.
Oh, you can sit on it.
Steve collapsed yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
She's a good actor, bro.
I found out it was poison.
She could have made her own millions if she just went to Hollywood.
Doctor told me. I'm just telling you, son, don't ever stop after that. They're nasty people. They're nasty.
Ina coincidentally seemed to put the blame on the neighbors, calling them evil people. It's become more clear that Steve's death was far more sinister than officers had first expected. Officers now had a potential homicide case to investigate, but as they went to leave, one officer accidentally broke the news to Ina that her fiancé had passed away.
I thought everybody knew. I'm sorry.
That's an Oscar level right there. I ain't gonna lie. Get her an Oscar.
Is on his way here.
Get her an Oscar.
Okay. Apparently his son is on the way here. So.
Ina's reaction to her husband's passing is one of the strangest I've
Yeah,
ever
she
seen.
killed him.
She starts bawling her eyes out, then suddenly jumps right back to her normal self, as if she hadn't even heard the terrible news to begin with. It's becoming more and more clear that something is not adding up. Billy was not the only person to initially put the blame on Ina. In fact, he was only one of many who would come forward with their concerns. In fact, Billy's wife, Lynn, had stated that Ina had made horrifying statements in the past, alluding that if she was to ever kill her partner, she would poison him, using an antifreeze. To add to the pile of already incriminating information, Steve would be tested for ethylene glycol in his bloodstream, a key ingredient in antifreeze. To nobody's surprise, the results showed toxic levels of ethylene glycol in his system. This information would serve as the catalyst for initiating a formal homicide investigation into the death of Steve Riley.
What did she put his drink in?
Following the commencement of the investigation, a series of intensive interrogations would be conducted with all parties connected to the incident, including Ina, to ultimately solve Steve's murder. However, before that, Ina would launch a plan of her own. It must have been made apparent to her that she was in hot water, as the day after this encounter with the police, she would call them back to apartment 912A to explain theories of her own.
She in too deep.
Okay, what's going on?
I don't know.
We've been here.
He's trying to take Steve's truck
Where's the truck at?
in the garage.
Is this the paperwork on this thing? or-
No. This is property that Steve was buying
Oh.
after his inheritance got here. I think he left it to his son, but I had to Google where to go to get his inheritance switched over to the people he left it to. I don't know. Today he was supposed to meet his lawyer. Apparently, I thought it was heat stroke. Apparently he was poisoned. I'm finding out. With antifreeze.
Alright.
And I don't know how to get a hold of the guy in London with his inheritance. He should be here in town. He never showed up at the airport. So, trying to figure out why.
Ina seems to conspire to the idea that Steve may have drank the antifreeze himself, or that someone may have poisoned him. However, despite all the suspicion being thrown her way, she can only stay on track for minutes before going back on tangents about her inheritance fund. It was clear at this point that somebody had poisoned Steve. The idea of this being self-inflicted was unlikely, as Steve had a life-changing amount of money waiting for him, and would have had to drink the antifreeze just hours before going to claim the cash. Clearly, Ina can be made out as the lead suspect due to the amount of fingers being pointed her way.
Dang,
but
so
the other potential suspects
there's no way to survive that? Like, that he got to the hospital in time, right? Or maybe he didn't get in time. But if you drink something like that's just an immediate KO knockout, like there's no coming back from that. I'm honestly not informed on the situation, but that's kind of crazy.
Not be ruled out either. With this in mind, officers would bring their first suspect in for questioning, Rebecca. Rebecca was another neighbor of Ina and Steve's, who was very involved with the entire case so far, pitching her opinion to police whenever she could. Rebecca was brought in primarily to add to the pile of evidence to confront Ina with later, but as the interview would continue, strange red flags would arise from Rebecca's odd personality.
You guys know my daughter?
Kayla? Yeah, how's she doing?
Yesterday, God works in mysterious ways. She
Amen.
was arrested, released. She said, this is, the demons that are in her, the spirits that follow her, was able to change her butt cheeks. So maybe they'll stop following her now, she said.
Huh?
I pray she does.
Starting off a homicide interview explaining how demons left your daughter's butt is an interesting way of proving your innocence. But the detective isn't here to judge, rather, to get to the bottom of Steve's death. So he'll ignore these strange remarks.
It sounds like you might know some things.
I'm a nosy neighbor.
That's good. I like it.
Well, I know what cars belong, what cars don't.
She sounds like she off something.
In my neighborhood, who doesn't?
Yeah.
So yes.
That's good. We're investigating Steve's passing just because it sounds like maybe there's something suspicious about what happened.
Whatever.
Perk 30.
How long have Steve and Ina lived there that you know of?
Approximately 2 years.
Okay. How was their relationship that you know?
The first year was, Steve was looking great, doing great. The past year, I don't know if she suffers from mental illness at times, but her mental state went downhill the past year.
Okay.
When you lose weight, when you're not acting right, shady stuff going on, you're not working. Yes, he was.
You
and it got worse the past couple months.
Okay.
It seems as though Steve's life wasn't as straightforward as initially thought, having drug issues, weight loss, and possibly depression. Whether or not Ina was a large contributor to these deteriorating issues is something they will soon learn, as this interview would become a pivotal piece of evidence, laying the groundwork to dismantle her defense entirely during the interrogation.
And it got worse the past couple months.
You think likely that seemed
Probably.
like whatever. Okay.
Yes.
What do you think she was using?
Yeah.
Okay.
And alcohol use too.
Okay.
Yes.
Both of them with
Yes.
alcohol? Okay. So Steve had mentioned before, like in the past.
Not somebody killed himself. Yeah, that would seem like the case, but I feel like they got that out the window just for the fact that he was about to become a multimillionaire.
About getting money?
Yes.
How many? Like
2 million.
The amount Steve had planned to receive was something he kept very secret, often lying to people like Rebecca on
How does she
much
know
he
that?
was actually getting. As we'll soon find out, this number was much, much larger than 2 million.
Oh, he was capping
His
though.
uncle passed away. Yes. First, he said he was going to leave it to Ina, and then they were fighting. And a couple months later, he said he went back and changed the will. He told me, he was like, don't tell Ina, but I changed it.
This statement from Rebecca.
He told his neighbor. Steve. I don't want to judge her because I don't know her, but I'm going off her speech and everything. She already sounds like she's off some type of drugs. And he told his nosy neighbor, her own words, that uses drugs, not to tell nobody that she changed the will. So if he's telling her, I can only imagine who else he actually told.
And a couple months later, he said he went back and changed the will. He told me, he was like, don't tell Ina, but I changed it.
This statement from Rebecca would explain what Ina was talking about last time she spoke to police, and how she was trying to switch the will over from Steve's son to herself.
Crazy.
If Ina discovered his plan, it would have given her a strong incentive to do whatever it took to change the will back in her favor, possibly by any means necessary.
Because it started 5 months, and he told me, yeah, I got a will, I'm leaving everything to Ina if something happens. And then it seemed like 2 months
That don't
after
make
that, he's
sense
like,
anyway.
You get nothing. Because she's a bitch. He said.
So that was just a.
Yeah. That's how yeah.
That's so stupid.
Leaving Ina?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, I'm going to get this money and leave her, get my own place, or go back to California.
Okay.
I met her son last night.
Oh, okay. Her son came?
No, I'm sorry, his son. Steve's son.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
He flew in. He came up to my apartment. But as he's leaving, she came up, knocked on my door.
When he was up?
Yeah,
Okay.
to get him. I think she was nervous. It was like she was pissed he was up there. And then she's like, I just want to let you know I found the will papers.
So she said in front of you that she found will papers?
Yes. Yep.
Ina clearly had become obsessed with the idea that she was about to live the life of her dreams with Steve's inheritance. But after rumors of Steve leaving her, it seems Ina became terrified that she might not receive the funds and would be stuck with her depressive living conditions. It's now become obvious how these events and Steve's strange death could be correlated to one another. However, as Rebecca had stated herself, she was a nosy neighbor, looking for any
In my
rumors
personal
or
opinion, the money should always go down to the next generation. So let's say like someone is a multi-millionaire or whatever, and he's in a relationship. Of course, his wife is his root, but if they have a kid, why would the money then not go to the kid? You know what I mean? Like, why would you give the money to the wife when y'all have a kid? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would it not go down to the next generation? I just never understood that. But yeah, if I had a wife and a kid, and I was finna die or something, I would just expect the kid to take care of the mom. Like, is that not common sense? Why would the kid then just be like, oh yeah, I hate my mom, never mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you, or at least half and half, yeah, at least half and half, or the last year. I don't get to see the point in, I don't know. That's just me though.
conspiracy theories to help solve the neighborhood drama.
Yeah, you gotta at least
also
be,
cut out
you
over
gotta have some
40 minutes of
seasoning on you.
completely false
Can't be like no
information Rebecca gave to
16-year-old,
detectives,
14-year-old
which
trying to get
certainly
multi-millions.
doesn't add to her authenticity. In order to further confirm the accuracy of these claims,
15?
2 more reliable sources would be brought in the following day.
I don't know about all
Steve's
that.
son
I'd probably go
Ryan
like 18,
and
20,
Billy Burkhead.
maybe.
If anyone would be able to give proper insight into Steve's
15 kinda
life,
crazy.
it would be these two, as they were by far the closest people to Steve.
We're assigned the case of your dad's passing. You're really the only next of kin that's maybe had a relationship with your dad, it sounds like?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he ever talk to you about Eno when you guys talked in the last year?
Yeah. He was talking about how he was getting a large sum of money, and he kind of just wanted to leave her because she didn't really have a job and was like leeching off of him.
Did Steve ever talk about leaving Eno?
All the time. Every day. She talked about poisoning Steve and me because we're always together, and she didn't like that. And I don't know how much it was. It's supposed to be, it's way up there in the money. It was like 20-something million. Best thing you can do is get on a plane and don't look back.
Yeah.
I said, that's the best thing you can do.
Almost every piece of information the detectives receive leads straight to Ina as the killer. It also makes sense why Ina hated Billy and Steve's son so much, as they knew far more information than she would have liked about the inheritance and her schemes to obtain it. These interviews wouldn't last long, as detectives got all the information they needed from the two, and could directly confront Ina with it. But before leaving, they would break disturbing news to Ryan, which would make this case even more of a terrible tragedy.
Disturbing.
Oh, this inheritance now.
Oh, he not on the wheel? Oh, no. Oh, if he's not on the wheel, we got a box. Oh, my dad's girl just drugged him or just poisoned him. He dies, and I still... Oh.
I'm thinking that's the same thing we're thinking. Which, I mean, I don't... Obviously, don't know for sure, but by all accounts of looking at it, it looks like it's a scam. Looks like it's a... I mean, the letter has different fonts in it and things, and so... And the fact that your dad had gone there several times to meet with her, never showed up to the airport.
That and all the emails that they tried to send back to the sender of those emails, it always came back undeliverable.
The inheritance was a scam. Steve had lived for the past 7 years under the impression that if he just patiently waited, living through his terrible living conditions, he would come out with more money than he could dream of and finally enjoy life. Even worse was that this very scam that stagnated his life for years may have been the cause of his very own death. With such a pity of a case, detectives would go on to interview a handful of other suspects
That hurts.
in order to get as much information as they possibly could to help break down Ina's defense. And after multiple days of interviews, The day finally came to confront Ina with everything they've gathered. But despite all this evidence against her, officers knew they would have a hard time prosecuting Ina without a confession or incriminating statements, and that's exactly what they were determined to get. Inside this cut-down 1.5-hour interview, you'll see some of the most clever interrogation tactics I've ever shown on this channel, slowly dismantling Ina's story until all she has left is an incoherent string of lies.
Dang, she did all that for nothing, too.
Like I said, we have been just talking to everyone, Billy, Wes, everybody that kind of just knew Steve, just to get an idea of like what was going on in his life. So you and Steve were in a relationship.
Yep.
Okay, how long had you guys been together?
13 years.
Okay. Where did you guys meet?
Homeless shelter.
In
buffet dinner.
In North Dakota?
Washington.
In Washington, okay.
The detectives would go on to get more information about Ina and Steve's early relationship, but it wouldn't last long before Ina would start conspiring against Billy and others.
The kid wasn't even on the will, which means she ain't even had to. You know, I got a rare take here. I don't know if this sounds crazy. She was with him for 13 years and didn't hesitate to poison him. I'm starting to think that there's two types of couples. Obviously, there's couples who make it to. I used to think if someone can go that long together, they must love each other. Oh, they're all the way in love and this and that. But I think that shifted my mindset now to that people will just be with you because they don't got no other options. Like, I'm with you for 13 years because nobody else will be with me. And that's kind of a messed up way to live because there's no way she just backdoored him that easily for some money after 13 years of being together. And then he sounded like he didn't even like her for real because in his head, the money was real too. And it sounded like he was getting ready to leave her. So it's like that 13 years wasn't no 13 years of we locked in. It's not like it was 13 years of they just there together. Like they not even really, you know what I mean?
Others she wanted to paint as suspects.
And I begged him to, stay away from
Come on, dude. That's
to stay away from Lynn?
Billy and Lynn.
Okay.
I don't like calling people nasty. And they've seen them worse than Steve because he's tall and mean looking. People were intimidated by him.
Okay.
Just by his look.
So why would you want him to stay away from Billy and Lynn?
Because they're really, really nasty people.
Okay.
Felonies. Breaking into places.
Okay.
I knew they did more than pot. Smoking more than pot.
Did Steve smoke more than marijuana?
No, he's allergic to marijuana.
Okay.
Me.
Did he use other drugs?
Not for the longest time.
Was he using that?
No.
Okay. So
No.
he didn't.
After that, after he got the max the last time.
Yep.
He's like, screw this.
Okay.
I'm gonna just do what I want and want what I want.
Okay. So that's when he started using?
I think so.
Okay.
This would be the first of Ina's lies during this interrogation. She knew Steve had been using long before the incident she described, but in order to make Billy seem like the villain in their lives, she wanted to make it seem as though he was the reason for Steve's drug use. Take note of Ina's body language while she clearly lies. She glances up and avoids eye contact, constantly fidgets and scratches her skin, and most notably, stutters and slurs on her speech as
Bro,
she
I'm not laughing at no
tries to
picture,
make
bro.
up a story. Keep this
This
in
is a
mind for
sad
the rest of
story.
the interrogation, and you'll be able to accurately point out when Ina isn't telling the truth. But now, the police would ask her
Now I have
perhaps
no
the
picture,
most
dude.
intriguing
Promise me that.
question. What exactly did she plan to do?
Bro, you
with
threw
the
me off with your comment. You talking about some, bro, let's be honest. Who else gonna, come on, bro. Like, that's...
inheritance money?
So when did he find out about this inheritance?
I want to say 4 months ago.
Okay. So what is the inheritance? I know you had shown that first day Lieutenant Dake and I came, you showed us kind of that letter that was on Steve's phone.
Mm-hmm.
Is that's the inheritance? That was the letter? Okay.
And he was talking to an actual lawyer, I guess.
Okay.
From London.
So this lawyer reached out to him and said he's...
I guess. I don't even know how he found out about it. It just appeared. Yeah. And he was reading that the money wasn't cursed or whatever. Every single person that went for the Riley money over there,
yeah.
Even this 21-year-old, had passed away.
Clearly, Ina is running out of resources to take suspicion off herself, and the detectives won't take long before making her abundantly aware of how horrible of a liar she is. But for now, they'd like to get some more information on this inheritance, and if Ina would admit to trying to claim it all for herself.
How much money was it?
Just plead guilty.
It ended up, it was supposed to be 17 million, 17,500,000. So, but with all the property sold off, it ended up being 37 million.
So there was cash and then properties were sold.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I gave all the information
Who was
to
supposed to be coming from? Who was the family member?
Marcus something Riley.
Was that a brother or
uncle?
That was an uncle. Okay. Did he live
in Ireland?
Okay. How did they get to? Is it starting to be that the lawyer is starting to give him like a time that he's coming to Minot?
Yeah. That's pretty much when he kept saying, "I'm going to show up at this time," and Steve would ride down there, and he wasn't there. And then you get the email afterwards that he was going to come until later and then later.
Okay.
The detectives would spend the next 25 minutes trying to understand Ina's timeline for the day they planned to receive the inheritance.
Yeah, she's talking too much.
Whenever she gave a time for when the group went to the airport, she would conveniently change that time entirely, just a few minutes later. But one detail would stay the same. Unlike her original claims to officers on the day of the murder, she would insist that Steve had never gone to the airport, but rather Wes had gone instead to represent Steve. This was confusing, but Ina's
Why do
reason
people
as
just
to
lie
why
and
Steve
lie their way in holes? Like, I just don't. I don't get this, bro. Like, do people? This is so stupid. Like, do the people not know they can just not talk?
couldn't make it to the airport would make just as little sense.
Because he was drinking beer all day, he was working in the garage, he was spray painting his truck, you know, with the doors and the
Nah, she's
windows
for sure getting it.
closed,
It's over with.
barely drinking any water.
So he consumed almost a case of beer in...
Oh, he can drink more than that.
Pay attention to Ina here. She's carefully crafting a story to deflect suspicion, but the detectives came prepared.
I've seen him drink a couple cases.
But on that day...
Yeah, it was a case of beer.
From probably 6 or 7 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon, so 5 to 6 hours. Does that sound right?
Probably, yeah.
Did you drink anything else?
Just a glass of water and his tea. I made iced tea because he begged for iced tea.
Why would you say that?
Steve had no traces of alcohol in his system the day of his death, proven by a blood test and toxicology. So detectives know, clearly, Ina is lying through her teeth.
So I just have a lot of concerns here, okay, and I'm just going to be honest with you. You told the paramedics when they were there that morning or afternoon that he had been drinking till 5 in the morning, that he'd been consuming alcohol. That's on body cam. Okay, you said he was drinking all day the day before and that he drank his last drink at 5 a.m. Okay, and now you're telling me
tea.
That's not what you say on the video. Okay.
I want to see this video.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to show you the body cam. I'm just telling you that that's what's on there. There's reports that Wes came to the house that morning, and you said that Steve was at the walk-in clinic. He wasn't at the walk-in clinic.
Steve didn't want to see Wes anymore.
Okay, but Steve wasn't at the walk-in clinic.
He was at the hospital.
He wasn't at the hospital.
He just left with the ambulance when Wes showed up there.
That's not what's been reported to us. Wes was there prior to.
Yeah, the timestamps prove that.
I want a lawyer.
Okay.
What? You should have been
Realizing
said
she's run
that.
out of options to defend herself, and with the detectives closing in, Ina resorts to something surprisingly clever as a last-ditch effort, asking for a lawyer.
Am I being arrested?
Nope, you're not being arrested. We're just talking. So, but if you want a lawyer, we can stop talking right now. That's fine.
But I'm telling you the God honest truth. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I wish I was there. I wish I was with him every second of the day that day. I wish I watched every single, but I'm not his goddamn mom.
You asked for a lawyer, Ina, so we're just gonna end this now. Okay, I'm not gonna talk anymore. All right.
You guys are so unbelievable. Fucking weird.
second Ina realized the detectives saw right through her story, she folded under the pressure
like a
and
lawn
insisted
chair.
on a lawyer. Ina had finally realized her game was over. Following this interrogation, Ina would roam free while detectives scrambled for concrete evidence that she had
It's so easy to fake emotions and start crying too in these kind of situations because she knows she's cooked. That's why she's crying. She's not crying because he actually passed. She's crying because she knows it's over with.
Steve. Ina would continue fighting for her innocence, making more deranged theories, such as Steve drinking the antifreeze out of shame that the lawyer was a fraud, or that she had too been poisoned just months prior. Unfortunately for her, police managed to file a search warrant on apartment 912A, finding multiple alarming items. An old Windex bottle without a cap, containing a bright green liquid suspected to be antifreeze, as well as a Coors
She even
Light
throw the bottle away?
containing antifreeze, found in the garage Steve had been working in that morning. This exact Coors Light bottle was what Ina used to poison Steve with. Antifreeze contains ethylene glycol, an ingredient that makes the liquid taste sweet. By mixing this with tea, Steve was fully unable to tell this fatal substance apart from his typical morning tea. Additionally, by hiding the liquids in the dark Coors Light bottle, Steve was unable to see the bright green color of this drink. With all of this newfound, completely incriminating evidence, as well as the numerous lies and false claims Ina had told law enforcement, she would finally be arrested on October 30th, 2024.
In the garage.
I know.
I wonder how long she got. She probably got life, right?
Yeah, we'll lock up the house for you.
I'll give you the keys, but
We'll lock your house up for you.
why me?
It's all right.
Who?
If we let you smoke a cigarette, you're gonna be decent?
Well, I'm decent all the time.
No, I never dealt with you, so just don't
Never
disguise
been
it.
arrested before like this. I've never done anything. I haven't done anything. It seems like I'm an easy scapegoat. Because all I am is an easy scapegoat. That's all I've ever been. If I was gonna kill him, I would have killed him the day he lied to me and I found out he was doing drugs.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab your arm so you don't fall, alright?
And I would have done it physically, not.
Physically?
Yeah, I'm a physical woman, not a.
Bro, he
Nobody
would've-
out here to watch the dogs? You see
He would've. But she tripping.
no friends or
There's
anything?
only one here.
You have any friends at work that would take them? We just don't want them to die in there, alright?
Why? How long are you holding me?
We don't know. So we'll have our officers grab the dogs, we'll put a hold on them, alright?
6 months following Ina's arrest, she would sit down in the courtroom for one final time, accepting a plea deal for the murder of Steve Riley. It had been a matter of principle for Ina throughout this entire investigation,
Why?
staying true to her word no matter how delusional it sounded. But in this courtroom, Ina was left with no choice but to finally confess. Ina Thea Knoyer was charged with murder, intentional, knowing, or with extreme indifference of an adult victim. She was sentenced to life in prison.
Oof.
Her first chance at probation will come in 2050.
Dang, 250. What's the point of a plea deal then if she's still getting life? Like, there's nothing worse. I mean, I guess you could get but still, like, justice for her husband, bro. She's such a cornball for doing that. Genuinely. Bro, money changes people, bro. It's actually scary how much money changes people, bro. 2050 is... Dang, so in 25 more years from now, she'll just be seeing the light of day. And we don't even know when this happened. This probably all happened, like, a couple years ago. Yeah, she gonna be walking bone marrow by that point in time, bro. Like, she's not even gonna be able to enjoy it. I don't think people understand how long jail time really is. Like, that jail time add up, bro. Like, 25 years? Another 25 years, bro. You don't even know how long she been in there. Jail time adds up, bro. Like, 4 years, like, even, I say, honestly, the only thing, even a year, bro. Even a couple months. Yeah, even a couple months is long, bro. Like, if you got years, bro, crazy. Years is wild. Especially if you got 10 plus. If you got 10 plus, man. When you get out, everything is like you get. If you got locked up in like, let's say you got locked up in like 2000, and you get out 2010. Like, it's a whole nother world. Like, everything's in change. Like, it's over with. I don't know, bro. But yeah, how long have I been live for? I've been live for over an hour already. Really? We're about to be bringing them. No, yeah, for sure. Most definitely. Dang, this is gonna be a lot shorter than I thought it was gonna be. I thought I was gonna do like at least an hour and a half. I'm probably going in earlier than I thought. Cool little short hour stream, nothing crazy. I felt like going live, but I kind of was. I was on the fence about it for so long that by the time I went live, it was like, you know what? I'm just chilling today. But I'm probably gonna go. I'll go live again later this week. Fast act stream, nah, facts. This was definitely quick. I'm known for doing a little bit of quickies from time to time. Like, I do a quick little stream, nothing crazy. But all my longer streams, I try to make those longer for the sake of like. When I gotta sneeze. Never mind. But I like to make the longer streams long. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like to do like. I'd rather do like short streams between the week and then long streams when I do long streams versus like consistently doing mid streams. Like, I could stream for 2-3 hours every single day, but it's like I'd much rather just build the energy to just do one super long stream. You get what I'm saying? But let me check my time real quick. How long have I been live this month? That's not bad. Like, yeah, touching grass is important. Bro, there are some streamers who like go crazy with it. I'm talking like XQC numbers. Like, you streamed 50% of your life. I've been live 43 hours this month. And in comparison, last month it was 57 hours. So that's not bad. And I still got like a week left. Almost a week left before the month is over. And I've already been live for 43 hours. That's not bad. October I did 31 hours. September I did 40. So I'm more like I'm like on a 50. Like, I average like 50 hours a month, which isn't bad. Let me do some quick math real quick. Hold on a sec. Yeah, so it's not bad. So I'm averaging like an hour a day. Like, throughout the whole month, I stream for like an hour a day. 7 hours a week. It's not bad. But yeah, that's what I'm finna go do. I'm finna go just relax, stretch, get some food. I haven't ate nothing all day. And just really vibe out. Next stream will be a little longer. Yeah, man. Appreciate everybody came through. Shout out 7. Shout out Swagger. Shout out Edith, Ghost. Also, everyone on TikTok. I need to. I mean, TikTok. Oops. Mari. And everyone else. I didn't really see their names for real, but shout out to them. They know who they is. Yeah, people be on TikTok. But I'm gonna catch you, gang. Appreciate you stopping by, bro. Stay safe tonight. Stay blessed. Even anyone on YouTube, if they, I don't think no one was on YouTube today. I don't know. I didn't check though.